Alright, don't worry about that whole shebang. Yeah, my stream had a crash in the middle of that, so we're gonna act like that did not happen. Yeah. Don't mind this Twitch count at all. Do not mind that. As a matter of fact, I might have to take that off. As a matter of fact, because I'm not on Twitch right now. We on the Tubi. We on the Tubi with it. Cause most of the stuff could be on. Don't mind that, and I might have to add that part out. At least I have one video down for that part. Let's see. But anyways, let's let's refresh this video. Let's see. What can we watch today? What is gonna be the video we're gonna be watching today? How we doing today? Sorry about the last stream crashing in the middle of this shit, but y'all ain't really miss much. That stream, y'all be able to see what happened in the middle of it. So I mean, hey, we back. We back like we never left, right? Cause I know we live right now. Let's take the streaming on the tube. What's it called? Can take a break for now. I can't believe my stream cut early before I had a chance to do what the fuck I wanted to do. We back streaming again, like nothing happened. Hmm. Let's see why. Let's watch the video. Let's see why Goku does not want to meet. Okay, we talk. Let me do that again. Let's watch why Goku doesn't want to meet his father. But they retconned that shit in like they retconned that whole entire shit of basically uh Goku being a, you know, instead of him being a little taller for him to forget the thing, easily forget, you know, now he's a little bit but looked like he was probably like 2 or 3 years old to see, you know, Bardock, you know, and all that stuff. But it doesn't make no sense. I don't care. At all. Only Vegeta from Earth. Hmm. Oh shit, they can't. Oh my god, I forgot all about that shit. It's muted, isn't it? Isn't it muted? No, it's not. No, it's not. No, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm definitely, most definitely tripping. I'm most definitely tripping. Yep, I'm most definitely tripping. Okay, let's go back. Proceed. Hey, hey, yo, what up, homie? You chilling alone? Yeah. So that's it's that time. You know, it's my day off. Well, yesterday's my day off, so the day I work, but I work tonight. So you already know. Okay, let me pause the video. So pretty much like I was saying, freshly sage. Today is actually my day off whole time. You know. For sure, you ain't lying though. For sure, I'm gonna keep it going. Yeah, it's one of those type of day. But I don't know if you can if y'all can even hear the shit. Cause I'm checking the stream right now. That's why I'm looking down. I'm checking the stream to see if y'all can hear the video. Y'all can't even hear the video. Let's just test something out real quick. Test some music out real quick. Just test out this. Oh, it's not all that great. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. 1 second. Oh, yeah. we gonna act like we mute the whole damn the whole damn mute that whole desktop audio. We act like we ain't do that. I ain't finna do that. Redo that shit again. It's all well. It's lost. Lost cause. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What is on my For You page? Why is old videos just popping up? It used to be the topic, but these two fell the fuck off. Set to my save later. Yeah, why is old videos are playing on my For You page? Don't you want to refresh it one more time? For sure, for sure, for sure. I appreciate that. You know. Hey, have a safe day at work, though, Sage. The end of Nas Core. Let's see this. Let's see this. This has got to be a troll video, right? This got to be a W troll video.
February 1st is less than 30 days away now, and really the only thing on my mind is mental clarity. Sounds funny, right?
He is literally having preparation
clarity.
To face up against
actually
nigga
think that's
Nas.
the hack.
Let's see this.
Most of my days look the same right now. Reading, meetings, family time, prayer,
W family, man.
the gym,
We got free guys.
and repeat. They say a man without structure is like a house without foundation. Eventually, it collapses under the weight of chaos. Discipline and routine aren't restrictions. They're a framework for greatness. You know what I respect about Nas?
Mm-hmm.
He's a winner. He'll do whatever it takes.
Don't come at me.
And I like that.
And this nigga know, if I sign that contract, he fucked over.
But I see fear written all over his face right now. It's not just that he wants to win. He needs to. A loss right now would send him into a spiral. And on February 1st, he's not going to know what to do when he loses his title as the king. Don't be fooled, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
This is not confidence.
Mm-hmm.
This is cockiness. And these are my favorite people to play against.
Mm-hmm.
They say an inflated ego may touch the clouds one day, but it always forgets the dirt it came from until the fall reminds it.
That dramatic ass. That dramatic ass interlog. Like, why did you? Why he did that dramatic ass interlog just to hit us with a calm ass next transition? Like,
Gym is a sacred place for me. Quite literally the most peaceful place on earth. This is where games are really won. When you're in the gym enough, you don't have to convince yourself of anything. You just build confidence, and from there, you know what you're capable of.
Right now it's 11:30 at night. I'm actually not much of a night, like get in the gym at night type of person. I would much rather get in the gym early mornings, but I have children, and it just, some things don't work out like that. Shout out to Mike Gregg, for real, shout out to Mike Gregg. I really wouldn't be able to get in many gyms as late as I do. Like tonight's literally a midnight to 3 a.m. Workout for me, so.
There's someone in this space that I respect more than most, and you might know him.
Rob.
His name is Rob Cologne.
Yeah, pretty good
Rob.
You already know.
Robski.
Work in, man. Shout out to Jacksonville, man. Y'all know where I'm at.
You see, it's funny because I actually didn't like him that much at first. I thought he was arrogant, talked way too much about his past. But then I started to realize he's actually misunderstood.
Buff ass nigga.
He just cares so much about winning. And to me, that is very important to be around.
Yeah, February 1st, you know, we outside, man. Back outside in the warm.
How do you feel about February 1st, man?
I feel good. I ain't gonna lie. It just depends on my work, you know. I can only focus on my work and let my work, you know, let the results happen on February 1st. Can't worry about somebody else.
For sure.
Remember that.
Rob flew to Ohio for a week, and him and I worked out and played more than 11 games of 1v1. And again, this is a sacred place. But I tell you what, we
They
killed
put
each
in
other.
work. Yeah, he backed up on that shit. Ooh, nice step back. Ooh. FaceTime, no iPhone. Oh, size. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That was a tough ass bucket. Pull up. Side step 3? Holy shit. You
The
remind me
game
of
is
Devin
gonna be, I
Booker
think
so
it's gonna
much,
be whoever's
bro.
gonna have the better run. Nas, physical guard, got a bag. You know, Nas got a good pace to his game. I think a lot of people don't give him enough credit for that. Like he uses all the whole court when he does his moves sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Nas for that for his body type, like he'll catch niggas by surprise by how smooth play with pace he got. Like that's what I like about him.
Like big guys like us,
Husky.
and they just think like, oh, we strong. But like
Y'all
a lot
go
of
in the
times
post.
we really
He
finesse
built like a
players
fucking
that
linebacker.
If we,
but he's
like,
BB
we really
fucking.
become the big guards when
beat.
people start like fouling or something like that. So it just depends on who making shots that game. And it's gonna be a lot of shit talking. I feel like between both of y'all. So like, who really like? I think like you be saying, like who got more heart, man? The mental. It's gonna be a lot more mental than the skill and everything. I think you make tougher shots though, which is definitely harder to guard. Like Nas is gonna create space for his shots. You don't give a fuck. Just one dribble, pull up. If you feel like that shit going in, you pulling up, hitting. So it's
Exactly.
like that's different.
Every time I'm playing and I shoot the ball, I like what I shoot, even if it's some crazy shit, because I feel like I work on that every time I'm in the gym. And he can have all the skill and strength in the world. I really think it's going to come down to the mental warfare, and I know I will win the mental battle.
All right, look, you may have heard me say this before, but the next chapter will be the UFC of 1v1 basketball. Think about it. For the longest time, boxing was the only combat sport with pay-per-views, press conferences, build-ups to these 1v1 events. That is until the UFC came around and popularized MMA inside of this exact formula. And keep in mind, they're only 25 years old.
Sorry about
today.
that.
Not to mention, they are a multi-billion-dollar company in that time frame. We will make 1v1s the most popular thing in all of basketball. But on February 1st, TNC 1, this will literally be the start to revolutionizing basketball forever. This can and will be a place for people to come and make 6, 7, 8, 9 figures from one basketball game. This first event is going to be monumental and we need your support. Go to tncleague.com to cop your tickets before February 1st. It's literally $20 and your support will help us create a movement that has never been done before.
Wait. Cam is going up against Mike Harden. Moon go against Nesco. Uncle Scoot go up against Rob. I didn't know that. I know that they was like having a little what's it called, but I didn't know that these two is going against each other. I haven't seen Moon in a minute. The last time I seen him was when he had that terrible ass performance in Minneapolis, bro. I'm telling you, he was getting. I ain't gonna lie. He looked at Russ. He was getting fucking cooked. But Nas, yeah, these two. I'm gonna be looking out for these two. But for $10,000, shit is on. But I see. I like this. I like this card.
And mark my words, this is not a money grab. We will be using all of this money, pouring it back into the company and building this bigger than anyone could have ever imagined. Your favorite basketball player will compete on the next chapter one day.
W promo video. W promo video. I will tune in for sure, Friga. I most definitely will. Alright, let's see. Okay. Okay, just want to make sure. Wait, so they faced up against each other, but I didn't see this, so that was like 10 months ago.
After months of speculation and an especially strange December, the will they won't they between Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler seems like it's flaming out, as following Jimmy being benched for the fourth quarter 2 games in a row, he all but officially requested a trade when he said this to the media on Thursday.
What do I want to see happen? I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon, but I want to get my joy back. I'm happy here, off the court, but I want to be back to somewhat dominant. I want to hoop, and I want to help this team win. Right now, I'm not doing that.
Can you get your joy back here on the court?
Probably not.
This is a clear-cut end to the Butler-Heat relationship.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Asa Rusty Buckets. If you're ever on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and drop a like. And if you want to enjoy this as an audio-only experience, it is available over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So, Jimmy Butler seems like he's officially on his way out of Miami. This is now the 3rd video we are making about Jimmy Butler over the last month. And it's warranted because this saga has been a very large part of current NBA discourse. And the other day, that press conference, man, woof.
Yeah, this was crazy. The whole playoff to the bubble, like from the quarantine all the way lead up to the bubble, this nigga had literally brought that whole Heat team. And yeah, Tyler Hero went nutty on the, I think it was that conference finals, that literally from the first round all the way to until the finals he went stupid, but yeah, he was pretty much going stupid. Like, it was just Butler by himself. But I remember this, man, it was so disappointed when they got swept by the Bucks that year. Man, but this year, though, all they really had to do was just surround Butler with, like, a secondary scorer, because Tyler Hero was going to take a minute for him to get his shit together. Even though, as much as I fuck with Tyler Hero, yes, he's my favorite Heat player, but he wasn't going to pick up pace fast enough for Butler, prime years in that team. But they wasted his prime, though, in my opinion.
That is as close to publicly demanding a trade as you can absolutely be. So there's been an incredible amount of finger pointing throughout this entire saga, and that has only gotten worse after this happened last night. There's blame to be put to the franchise, there's blame to be put to Jimmy, and A lot of it's messy and almost none of it is black and white. But before we actually get into that mess, I wanted to go over the timeline of Jimmy's time in Miami, both to know how we got here, but also to understand that the Jimmy Butler Heat era was not a failure, and I'm seeing a lot of people suggest that it is, and I want to make it very clear that it's fucking not. So July 6, 2019, Jimmy Butler gets traded to the Heat from the Philadelphia 76ers for Josh Richardson and like whatever else. He specifically wanted to be in Miami. It was not a he got forced there thing by any means. And it's important to contextualize that the Miami Heat at this stage in 2019 were not in a good place as a franchise. While they had Bam Adebayo as a young player to be excited about.
But this is where they was on the latter half of they had Dion Waiters as a leading scorer. Dion Waiters looking decent. He was looking decent when he was on the Heat. Like the first season he was there, but then he started bullshitting, and then he had ate some THC gummies and got suspended. He was doing some dumb shit to get him out the league. But at least he won a championship. But he could have been something with the Heat. And then they had a old ass Dwayne Wade and then Chris Bosh, who had to retire because he had blood clots. So pretty much they was really recovering from those two, and then like they had fucking Shabazz Napier. They picked up Shabazz Napier. I remember what was it? Yeah, it was a whole different. It was just bad.
And they drafted Tyler Hero. I think a little bit before Jimmy ended up signing there, and they had spent the last couple of years just being like the 9th through 10th seed. Like
they was in the purgatory of being basically, what was it like? What was that definition where they call a team that's not good enough to be a contender, but not trash enough to be a top pick? They've been in that middle of the pack purgatory, and as a team you don't want to be in that middle of the back purgatory because you won't be able to figure out the direction. They did not know what direction they wanted to go. But yeah, when they chose of course they wanted to be a contender, but they could attract contenders, but they didn't really have that star player. Yes, they was building yes, they was trying to up Bam Adebayo's progression and everything like that, but like, come on, they was young players, and then Butler signed, the whole team changed.
I remember like the Hassan Whiteside, Tyler Johnson, Josh McRoberts era. Ugly basketball. And when Jimmy went to the Miami Heat, many people, including myself to some extent, were like, why? Why would you go to the Heat? I don't understand this decision, especially considering the Philadelphia 76ers team that he was leaving. We'll get more into the terms that he left all of his teams on in a second here, because there's definitely a little bit of a pattern. But he went to the Heat. He was committed. He felt like the culture fit his play style, fit his ideology as a player. In fact, he would regularly compare it to what the culture was like in Chicago when he first arrived there, with like Joakim Noah and Tom Thibodeau and all of these vets who are like, we're going to call you on your shit when you shit. We're going to call you on your shit when you say dumb. I don't know. But it was a really good fit, as it turns out. And he proved that immediately when in the bubble. Maybe not immediately.
Give me a second. I had to sneeze for a second. That's also going to be cut.
Because the season got delayed by like multiple seasons. But they would end up going all the way to the NBA Finals during the NBA bubble. And he did that by having one of the greatest fucking playoff runs of all time. And I'm not exaggerating.
A fucking playoff riser.
No. Those stats actually aren't even that crazy.
Yeah, but he had a fucking playoff riser. Like, although the stats wasn't really stupid, but... Oh, yeah. But he did win crazy, though, in the playoffs. Like, what he was doing in the playoffs is unimaginable. But, yeah, this season where he brought this team from literally be a middle of the pack, them being just a regular, like... Maybe everybody thought there was going to be, like, first round exit to second round exit. He made that team to, like, a fucking finals, a damn near championship contender off of this first season alone and shit. But they, Pat Riley ass, I can't stand Pat Riley ass. He could have did something with, like, having Jimmy Butler on his team like this, bro. Like,
I think
I
there
don't like
was
what
a
he's been doing.
series or two in there where he was chill, but the Milwaukee Bucks series in round 1 was the main thing where he was just going off like crazy. Or it was round 2 rather, a 40-point game in game 1. But in the NBA Finals, there was that iconic photo of him bent over the stanchion, exhausted, because he truly was carrying. Not only was this team just not as talented as the Lakers, even if healthy, on top of that, they had a bunch of injuries, including, you know, the #1 shot creator after Jimmy being Goran Dragic, who missed a large majority of the series. He averaged in total in the NBA Finals 26 points per game, 8 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, and 55% from the field. We won't look at the three-point percentage because that's not what he's good at.
43 minutes a game in the finals. That's just, you want to talk about him being exhausted. That's why.
Well,
it's just crazy.
Yeah, 43 is about standard
crazy,
for a
though.
superstar player in a final series, actually. He had a 40-piece. He had a 35, 12, and 11 game. In fact, he had 2 triple-doubles. That 40-piece game was also a triple-double. Just monstrous stuff.
Stats.
Now, if you're a big
Stats.
believer in the bubble just being a fluke inherently, maybe that doesn't really jive with you. But the thing is, he did it again, arguably more impressively. They would lose to the Bucks in round 1 in the following series while getting swept. Jimmy Butler played like absolute shit. In fact, if I remember correctly, it was Bryn Forbes who averaged more points per game in this series than Jimmy Butler did. And if you're
man, like that series with the Bucks, like the first, what was that? I think that was like their second series with the Bucks. Man, it just looked it's all types of bad. Like, man, I think Drew Holiday was on Jimmy Butler. He was just locking his ass up and everything. It was like he couldn't really do a damn thing. And then like Tyler Hero wasn't really doing shit. And then, Bam just wasn't. I mean, it was bad. It was that year was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
Familiar with Bryn Forbes and you're thinking, who's that? There's probably a reason. He's not very good, and he's not in the NBA anymore, but he did manage to outscore Jimmy Butler for this playoff series. So that was like, if you're a big part of the bubble was bullshit brigade, well, this would have been a very strong contending point.
A very valid
then after
argument.
that, he signs a contract extension through 2025 with a $53 million player option for 2026. And they lose to the Celtics in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals in 2022. Once again, I want to point out that Jimmy Butler was fucking awesome.
He was going stupid
he averaged
that
25
series.
points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, had a 41-point game 1,
And
a
he was literally
47-point
a
game
3 away from beating them niggas. I think he was like a 3 away from taking them niggas to the finals again. And I forgot who was in the finals that season. Was it 2022? I know 21 was the Bucks. They ended up beating what's it called? 2022. Oh, it was the Warriors. Nah, they probably would have still lost to the Warriors. Yeah, they probably would have still lost to the Warriors because the Warriors were 2022, and then you know, it was the Warriors, right? Warriors was 2022 because 2021 was the Bucks. The Bucks won a championship. 2022 was the Warriors, and 23 was the Nuggets. Yeah, so they still would have lost.
6, which was pivotal in them not losing earlier on. So
literally
let's
like
take a
a
timeout and let's
all-star
actually
player away.
look at what this team was at this point. We were constantly, and rightfully so, praising head coach Eric Spoelstra. I almost said Pat Riley. Crossing my wires there. Head coach Eric Spoelstra and his ability to do this like black magic wizardry ability to turn a nobody into like a god tier role player. You know,
exactly, like fucking Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent, he went from being literally just a fucking G League nasty defender, scrappy G League defender, G League player. As a matter of fact, a glorified G League player to being a fucking major contributor on a fucking playoff team, which was insane to like see at that time.
Caleb Martin, guys of that nature.
Go stupid. Get their ass contract.
The Heat got a little too comfortable with that being their culture, with that being how they do things. And rather than it just being like this cute, oh wow, we're really good at getting the best out of these scrubs, it's like, think about how good you would be at getting stuff out of actually good basketball players. And imagine if you put those actually good basketball players next to Jimmy Butler. Now, Bam Adebayo, actually good. Tyler Hero is actually good this year, but has been a mixed bag so far before that. They went after Kyle Lowry. The Kyle Lowry thing didn't work. He kind of fell off the moment that he went to Miami. He was already starting to slip in Toronto, so it wasn't necessarily the biggest surprise in the world. And they, of course, failed to close on the Damian Lillard trade 2 off seasons ago, and the compromise that they got was Terry Rozier, who has been fucking awful in a Heat uniform. So February 9th, 2023, Pat Riley is reportedly napping during the NBA trade deadline. This is after he failed to get that dude for Jimmy Butler. And despite that, Jimmy Butler still gets them to the NBA Finals again. This time, no bubble. This time, arguably a more difficult path to get there. In the NBA Finals, he averaged 21 points per game, which was not that great. But if you look at that Milwaukee series, holy shit, 35, 25, 30, 56, 42. Like, he literally averaged, I think, 40 points per game in that series or somewhere in that ballpark. Pretty good throughout. He unfortunately got an injury in the Knicks series that probably reduced how impactful he was able to be, because if you actually look at his, like, Boston series, he started really strong, kind of middled out towards the end there. 29 points on 21 shots, 14 points, bounced back a little bit to close, and they actually almost blew a 3-1 lead. So that does show you how just barely by the skin of the teeth the Miami Heat did this.
I want to be clear, that's 3-0, not 3-1. That's...
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. They almost blew a 3-0 lead. That would have been wild. Game 6 ended on a Derek White tip end buzzer beater. But yeah, I recognize what ring culture does to a lot of people, where if you don't win a championship, you failed. But getting this team to the NBA Finals with the level of talent on this roster, consistently upsetting teams that were expected to beat them. I know I personally picked the Boston Celtics to beat the Heat, and I didn't even really think it would be that close. The Knicks also had a pretty damn good shot of winning if they didn't have their own injury stuff. However, they entered that series. The miraculous aspect of it is that they were the 8th seed after a play-in tournament that they barely even got through. So they're consistently getting by on the skin of their teeth. They're consistently getting by with players who are elevated by Eric Spoelstra's coaching, but are ultimately still not that good and inherently very limited players. The offense for the Miami Heat has not been particularly good pretty much ever during this era. They hung their hat on defense.
But at least they had Tyler Hero, who was there supposed to be like their saving grace on the offense. Besides, what's it called? Well, Bam, but Bam had limited offense. All he really had was somewhat of a midi, and he was a very good, like, he's a sneaky, he's a passing big too as well. So like, they had him, they had Dragic, but Dragic got old after a while. They had him, and they had Tyler Hero, who was supposed to be like their offensive player that could hide on defense, but you know, as you can see, he had inefficient games.
And then they hoped to God that Jimmy Butler would just carry them through a playoff series.
Exactly.
And the reality is, as Jimmy Butler gets older, that is becoming more and more unlikely. I feel as though in terms of depth, the Heat are actually not in a terrible place, but they're nowhere where you want to be. And in terms of the limitations towards Jimmy Butler's game, it would be nice if you had like another perimeter player to bring some contrast to that, to take some pressure off of him. And of course, there is the big issue that stems from where a lot of this drama came from, of Jimmy Butler not really trying during the regular season, pretty much point blank period. He gets his decent enough numbers well below what he is very capable of putting up if he really wanted to, and it consistently results in the Heat not being in a good position going into the postseason. So in 2024, they go into the postseason barely managing
He
to
got
get
a
there,
right-
and then Jimmy Butler's not even available.
He had a fucking right injury. He had a fucking right knee injury before he had a chance to even do anything. He had a fucking knee injury before he had the chance to even play up against the Buck. I mean, that shit's gonna edit out. I'm gonna say it again. He had a right knee injury before he had a chance to play up against the Celtics, bro. And fucking that loss, literally Tyler Hero was 1 point away. I remember it like it was yesterday. Didn't give my fucking parlay, so fuck Tyler Hero for that. But still,
to pull off some kind of miraculous run, and they lose to the Boston Celtics in 5 games. He got injured in that game 1 play-in tournament game. Unfortunately, they managed to still get there without him.
They did.
But this is just a model that is built perfectly to get you really far, but not far enough. And it seemed like the Miami Heat were content with that, which understandably...
It was more so Pat Riley being content and him grabbing players that they didn't really like, that they didn't fit what Jimmy Butler needed. Jimmy Butler may say what he mean, like it may fit with him, but no, it didn't. That Kyle Lowry shit, he was starting to get old anyway, so it was like that whole thing of grabbing Kyle Lowry now was stupid. Like, that was one of the stupidest things they did. They just wasted all that time to get him. And then now, like last season, that whole shit with, if Jimmy Butler would have had some hope during the, I say, 2022 or 2020 during that time, he would have beat the Lakers. But it's just pretty much Pat Riley being content with the idea of just having fucking, we just have Jimmy Butler to go carry us and everything like that. That's why I don't like Pat Riley now, bro. He didn't get his shit together, bro.
It would bother Jimmy. So
we
let's
might as
get
well just
into
give him saving
the
grace
recent
and
drama.
basically trade him.
So, after losing to the Celtics in round 1 with Jimmy Butler hurt, he says that the team would have won if he had played. He is referring to going on to play the Knicks in round 1 rather than the Celtics in round 1. And then, after making those comments, Pat Riley said this.
For him to say that, I thought, is that Jimmy trolling? Or is that Jimmy serious? If you're not on the court playing against Boston or on the court playing against the New York Knicks, you should keep your mouth shut in your criticism of those teams.
Yeah, not good vibes on that clip. I think Pat Riley was a little bit tired of Jimmy Butler's shit. As I said, as we're going through this is not black and white, and I think there's a lot of blame to go around on multiple ends of things. So Jimmy and Riley's relationship really hadn't recovered since then, has not recovered since then. Riley also cites time missed as a potential reason to not extend Jimmy Butler. Shams reports that Butler wants to play the season out in Miami. Clears up the notion of a trade demand following a lack of extension. The Heat show no interest in trading him, and Butler apparently has an affinity for Miami. So this is a report going into the season. The lack of a contract extension led to some speculation, but it seemed like everything was all good. However, on December 10th, a report comes out that the Heat are willing to listen to trade offers. What's interesting to me about that is that it was the Heat saying they're okay with offers, and it wasn't a thing.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm starting to get a little tired, so I'm going end stream now. But make sure to tune into, if you want to see all the stuff that I've been doing on stream, just click on the right side on the channel. You should be able to see all the stuff from the previous streams from there. I'm gonna keep that shit open in the tab. I'm going end stream for now. I'll be back on later on, probably tomorrow. For sure tomorrow. I'm in stream for now.